Welcome to the very first virtual Healing Out Loud Summit. Woo! Yeah! If you know who we are, I am Ginine Emily. This is my dear husband, Tracy Lee Smith. We are the Smiths, and we are speakers, coaches, heart-led leaders. Our mission in life is because we believe that no voice deserves to go unheard. I tell you what, that is our mission, is to help people be seen and heard and to find their stage, because their story, our story, might be the medicine that somebody needs. And I cannot wait to invite our 5 speakers that are here today. Can you bring them online with us?
And here.
Oh, woo! Hello, beautiful ladies, rock star ladies. If we could go around the room and if you could say your name and where you are tuning in from.
Nancy Hart from Colorado.
Nice.
Lorianne.
Lorianne, Tucson, Arizona. Yeah!
Woo!
And the
Toni
other
Chavis.
Lorianne.
Oh, yes.
From
Laurie
Seattle.
Hardie.
Seattle-ish.
Nice.
Toni.
Hey, I'm Toni Chavis, and I'm in Hampton, Virginia.
Oh,
Nice.
Miss Joellyn.
Hello, I'm Joellyn Martin, and I'm in South Lake, Texas.
Well, welcome everybody. You are in for a treat. All 5 of these ladies are powerhouses in their own field, in their own lives. And we are going to just start. We're going to dive right in with the amazing Nancy Hart.
Hey, Nancy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We are fantastic. It is finally warm here in Seattle, in Texas. And so if we sweat a little, don't mind us. But are you ready to rock and roll? Because we're going to start with your sizzle reel and then you can jump right in as soon as that's done. Is that good for you?
Certainly is. Yes.
All right.
Hello, friend. Instead of just calling upon your angels to work for you, we just did something magical for our angels. On one of my many travels, I was told ringing a bell gives an angel its wings. How uplifting. Speaking of angels, have you named your guardian angel? Well, your connection to wisdom, warnings, and maybe even foretelling like mine gifts me. Mine is Whispers, because he whispers into my right ear. I first realized he was by my side when I was 5 months old. He is still with me today. Whispers is all that is good. In honor of guiding Whispers, I titled my books the Whispers series. So don't forget, ask your angels for assistance because you're never alone. With that, here's one whisper. Whispers whispered to me that healed me, not only in the moment, but in upcoming troubling times, just as he urges me to share this healing wisdom with you today, my friend. It was 1970. I was in St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City, one of my favorite places in the whole world. It's the opposite of Times Square, where I caught my city bus for 6th grade. On a prostituted corner, with approaching Johns at dusk. My background, the area I walked through to catch that bus, was a human meat market filled with young, desperate streetwalkers being pimped under triple X flashing neon lit marquees. After walking over dead bodies and having lost everyone in the Holocaust except her mother back in Hungary, my mother was obsessed with Times Square and had us traverse there 3 to 4 nights a week in the name of giving me an education. Glad to be with my mother, but now walking amongst societal bottom feeders, the Johns, the addicts, the drug pushers, and hustlers we passed, I found it all just way too much as an 11 to 13-year-old girl. See, while mother felt alive amongst bustling crowds under Times Square lights, I, as an empathic child, felt swirled into a cesspool of blackened souls, of nocturnal vermin rearing their heads like swarms of cockroaches until the glowing goodness of sun came back up around. Feeling their pain, I asked my mother, "Do you see and feel their pain like I do?" She replied in her Hungarian accent, "You're too damn sensitive. Only worry about yourself like everyone else does." Oh yeah. Well, St. Pat served as my haven away from the noise and chaos of New York City and mother. Now, I didn't have to be anywhere special for Whispers to communicate with me, but this one interaction with Whispers did take place in St. Patrick's Cathedral. I was giving thanks for Whispers being with me. In response, he whispered, "When you remember me, you are not alone. We are in oneness. I am in the silence of your mind and not in the noise of worry and confusion." Then he added, "Don't just come to me when in pain, but if that's what it takes, then you see, pain serves you well if it brings you to me. Pain is your complicated choosing, not mine." Then he finished by saying, "Place me in your heart where life feels heaviest for you. Lighten your heart by sending what bothers you back to me." Hearing Whisper's guiding words that day, I embraced him tighter. Now for my recipe for happiness. One who laughs loudest masters pain the best. This saying of mine ignited back one evening before bedtime with my grandmother. Grandmother and mother both forgot it was my 11th birthday. Moreover, I was dealing with an undetected brain tumor and was deaf from a summer incident. But more than that, my safety net, my grandmother, was increasingly scarce. She was getting married and leaving me to survive alone with my monster mother. Grandmother, seeing I wasn't my cheery self in her presence, grabbed my hand and stuck her face in mine so I could read her lips, saying in her Hungarian accent, "Come on, let's dance, do as I do," with her welcoming smile. There in pitch black darkness, with only New York City streetlights shining into our apartment void of curtains, Grandma's smile shined as she puppeteered her stockings in her white old lady bloomers. I stood watching her, not understanding what to do, and very afraid I voiced, "Mother will catch us and I'll get another beating." To that she said, "Ach, do as I do. I'm the bull. I'll handle her." She shook her stockings, making them look as if Fred Astaire was somewhere in there. And then the glee on her face moved me to smile back, to try my darndest to copy her and not to ruin her good intended fun. By her head thrown back, I could tell she was laughing, and just then the light shine spotlighted her smile. Something warmed inside of me that was cold and sad before. Grandmother not only kept mother's abuse at bay, but she also sprinkled her magical powers that melted everything paining me away. Her happiness made me happy, and my smile grew wider, noticing my happiness made her happier. Oh, I thought, I am sure going to miss my grandmother when she's gone. When she stopped dancing because she got tired after those precious 5 minutes, I read her spotlighted lips, saying something I never forgot. You know, there was nothing to smile or laugh at in the concentration camp. We were lucky to get one roll of bread for the day. We all had loaves. We slept 3 together on a hardwood slab and were dirty with nothing to live for. Yet my best friend and I would force ourselves to laugh. We slipped our hands into our removed shoes and we made them dance. And we spoke of days when our shoes one day would walk us to freedom. This is how we survived hell on earth, Auschwitz. She swallowed hard, cleared her throat, wiped a tear before continuing. Good thing we shared created moments of happiness, because my best friend's shoes went feet before mine. A Nazi soldier pointed her gun at me. I fainted. My best friend caught me as I slipped down. But sadly, the bullet intended for me, it killed her. So this what we did here tonight, this is not silliness. Laughing is the best medicine. And with a mother like you got, it will serve you well to practice what we did here tonight. It was as if grandmother knew something, for that evening turned into a bittersweet moment. See, it became one of our last interactions. She did move away, but not how we thought she would. 3 weeks later, on Clara's birthday, whispers whispered, "If Clara goes out tonight, she will die." I shared this with grandmother and mother. Yes, I took my life into my hands that night by saying those unconventional words. Mother called me selfish and crazy. But whispers told me that for a reason, I replied, to which mother hollered, "I'm institutionalizing you, Nancy." That is, until grandmother fell over a low banister that night out celebrating her 56th birthday. The fall fractured her skull. 2 weeks later, she was removed from life support. Grandmother moved all right to a big cushy cloud in heaven. Whispers was right again. As an optimist, I found one uplifting note from that tragic evening. Mother stopped discarding me as worthless and crazy, and for the first time regarded me as someone worthy of listening to. What should stand out about my shared experience here is one who laughs loudest masters pain the best. Laugh while you can. This may be as good as it gets. Remember grandmother's best friend? From grandmother's roars of laughter, no one would think she survived Nazi persecution and communism, or that she experienced her first filled belly at age 51. Can you imagine that? The year she immigrated to America. So, be the light, shine in the darkness. In my Whisper series, I have sinners and saints, meaning all that falls under good, bad, worst, and best. In the right hands, the Whispers book series has compassion gained and insights won with beneficial healing. My Whispers series is not a woe's me victim story, but a multi-generational, thickly layered, resilient story of overcoming hurdles, trauma to triumph, pain to purpose. So my friend, how do we be the light that shines in the darkness? Simple. Categorize people in the following helpful way. Good people bring happiness. Bad people bring experiences. Worst people bring lessons. Best people leave memories. Now you see, all people are invaluable. This makes it easier to have love in our heart for all. So when people bring you down, remember, be the light, shine in the darkness. Don't let anyone steal your thunder or dim your light, because when you can identify their agenda as a test to who you are, their purpose is recognized and conquered, and your resolve strengthened. And with that, my friend, may the light above you shine through you from head to toe. May this connection of you to divine oneness of loving illumination brightly exude through your smile, to not only pave the brilliant path before you, but to also brighten everyone's day in your glow. To get more, check me out on nancyhart, HEART.com.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
You are a master story. I am in tears. Oh, wow. You know we love you. You know we love your books. Everybody needs to get the Whispers series. I tell you what. And did you guys know that there's just on YouTube alone, 1,100 people watching you live right now. That's just YouTube. We haven't even
Yes.
checked LinkedIn and the other streaming channels. So thank you so much, Nancy. We are so honored to have you here, and you are welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we're going on to Toni Chavis.
Hey!
Toni, my friend, how are you?
I'm blessed. I am blessed. How are you?
We are so honored that you are here. We're so good. I tell you what, we're so good. And I love your yellow. It looks so good on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
All right. Woo!
All right. Good evening. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to honor Ginine. In the middle of a deep personal loss, she has still made space for all of us to gather here tonight. That takes heart, courage, and strength, and we're holding you close. My name is Toni Chavis, and the message I want to leave you with tonight is simple. You can be powerful and still need a reset. I know it because I learned it the hard way. I woke up paralyzed from the neck down. And that moment taught me something that I now say everywhere I go. If you do not stop and reset, your body will do it for you. That day did not come out of nowhere. By the time my initial diagnosis had been confirmed, I was about 2.5 years away from retirement in the Air Force. And instead of support, the message was clear. They were prepared to put me out. After giving my life in service to my country, I was not ready to let that be the end of my story. I had worked too hard. I had sacrificed too much. I had come too far to let that moment define me. So when I woke up paralyzed from the neck down, I knew I couldn't go to the hospital. I knew that they would separate me from the military immediately. That day, my real mental fight began. My husband sat me up on the side of the bed, and I had to will my body to move. I mean, not wish, not hope. I had to pull will. I had to tell my body, we are getting up. And from that point on, my life became a battle of determination, discipline, and survival. I worked during the week, and then I recuperated on the weekends. I just kept going. I kept fighting. I kept pushing towards the finish line. I learned how to function while hurting. I learned how to keep my body moving when it was sending signals that something was wrong. And if I'm honest, that is what so many strong people do. We adapt, we perform, and we keep showing up, and we find a way to manage. And because we manage, people assume we're fine. But managing is not always the same as healing. And surviving is not always the same as living. Still, I kept moving, and I made it. I retired. Today, I'm 22 years retired from the Air Force. But by the time I reached retirement, the cost of that fight had added up in ways people couldn't see. I was on 26 different medications. And in the 2 years after I retired, I got busy. I went from 26 medications down to 2. That shift taught me something powerful. Sometimes what we call strength is really survival. Sometimes what we call commitment is really depletion. Sometimes what people celebrate on the outside is costing us far too much on the inside. People know me now as a veteran, a businesswoman, a Class A contractor, an interior designer, a realtor, a leader, a wife, a mom, a Mimi, and an author. They see something strong. They see me as capable. They see me as someone who kept going. And they're not wrong. I am strong. But what people do not always see is the cost of always being the strong one. They do not always see the stress, the trauma, the pressure, and the constant responsibility. They do not always see how high-achieving people can keep showing up in public while quietly running on empty in private. They do not always see how a person can look polished, sound confident, lead well, take care of others, handle business, and still be carrying a level of exhaustion that no one else can feel. I have now lived that truth all the way down in my body. I live with 3 autoimmune diseases. And my journey forced me to understand that strength is not about pushing through. Real strength is about paying attention. Real strength is listening sooner. Real strength is honoring the signs before the crash. Real strength is recognizing that your body has a voice. And when you ignore it long enough, it will speak louder. Too many people are living in survival mode and calling it normal. They're still performing. They're still producing. They're still leading. And they're still taking care of everybody else. Still carrying the things that they never really fully unpacked. Still saying, I'm fine, when their body, their mind, and their spirit are saying something very different. But inside, they're exhausted. And that is why this message matters so much to me. Because too often we wait until the breakdown. We wait until the diagnosis. We wait until the panic. We wait until the fatigue can no longer be ignored. We wait until the body says what the mouth would not. We wait until life forces us to pause we refuse to take for ourselves. That is why I say it again. If you do not stop and reset, your body will do it for you. Now let me be clear. Reset is not weakness. Reset is wisdom. Reset does not mean you're giving up. It does not mean you are broken. It does not mean you're falling behind. What it means is that you are finally telling yourself the truth. It means you are recognizing that your well-being matters too. It means you're choosing to pay attention before the cost gets even higher. It means you stop treating yourself like you are only valuable when you produce, when you solve, or how you carry on and how much you can endure. And that is also why I do the work I do. I teach people how to reset, to start advocating for themselves when they know something is wrong. Because too many people feel something is off, but they second guess themselves. They minimize it. They push through it. They tell themselves they'll deal with it later. And later keeps getting more expensive. I teach people how to speak up and say no without guilt, because no is not rejection. No is sometimes protection. No is sometimes how you preserve your peace, your health, your energy, and your future. I teach people how to make changes in their home and work environments that support a healthier mind and body. Because healing is not about what is happening inside of you, it's also about what keeps surrounding you. It's about the pace, the noise, the expectations, the clutter, the pressure, the patterns. And sometimes small changes create real breathing room. And I also teach people how to find the kind of community that reminds them that they do not have to go through any of it alone. Because isolation will make you think you're the only one struggling, but you are not. There are so many people smiling, working, showing up, and silently carrying too much. That is why community matters. Not performative community, real community. The kind that says, I see you. I believe you. You are not weak. You are not crazy. You are not alone. And you do not have to fight this by yourself. Because if you are already there, if your body has already been carrying the weight, if your mind is tired, your spirit is tired, your life has already forced you to slow down, there is still hope. You're not too late. You can still reset. You can still heal. And you can still come back to yourself. And you can still rebuild trust with your body. And you can still learn a better way to live. You can choose peace without giving up purpose. And that matters. Because I'm not here to tell you to stop being ambitious. I'm not here to tell you to stop caring deeply. I am not here to tell you to stop showing up for the people and the assignment that matter to you. I am here to tell you that there has to be a healthier way to do it, a way that does not require you to disappear inside your own life, a way that does not require you to sacrifice your body for your image, a way that does not demand constant depletion just to prove you're strong. I want people to pay attention sooner, and I want them to stop glorifying depletion. I want strong people to know they don't have to wait for collapse to choose themselves. Because being strong does not mean ignoring what hurts. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to prove your worth through exhaustion. You do not have to wait for a crisis to begin again. So if you remember nothing else from me, remember this. If you do not stop and reset, your body will do it for you. And reset is not weakness. Reset is wisdom. If this message speaks to you where you are, I created a free reset checklist as a simple starting point for anybody who knows they've been doing too much. I'll share the link to my website later on, and you can download it there. Connect with the community and receive that free gift. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart with you tonight. And remember, you can be powerful and still need a reset. I'm Toni Chavis.
Wow.
Reset. Wow. We need to go on tour, lady. You are speaking my language.
Let's go.
Golden nuggets, and I'm glad that we recorded this because I want to take notes on everything you said, and I just want people to know that you walk the walk. You practice what you preach. And when you talked about community, it meant so much that you made that comment when you started, and it is about community. And I won't say any more. We'll start crying. But we want to thank you so much for being here. It's an honor. And we will put everybody's resource links and socials. We will make sure that everybody gets that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today. I honor
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Lorianne. She could sing, but oh my goodness, she is good. What a way to intro. Good job. Wow, I knew you could sing, but drums, it is so great.
Girls like to hit things, right?
Oh, hey, Lorianne, are you ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready to rock and roll!
Woo! Let's go!
Okay. Hey, you guys. Thank you for having me on today. I'm Lorianne. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I am what many people call a transformation specialist. It has many meanings on many levels. But what I prepared for you today is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And I hope that I can deliver it and do it justice. First of all, I just want to come with a heart of gratitude and joy, because I'm on this side of the microphone talking about mental health, having not lost it completely before now. So, Holy Spirit, there I go. So, my friends, the body is a radial frequency wave. Did you know that? That the body is a transmitter. It sends and receives signals constantly, never ending, non-stop, throughout time and space. It's a linear dance. It's a dance move that moves constantly and is eternally tuning up to me. The mind is the process server, endlessly deleting, filtering, sorting, programming everything out that is not life-forward before it touches the soul. Because once the soul is harmed, it comes out of alignment, becomes hardened, lifeless and void, and death begins to set in. The body reveals the condition of all the soul has encountered in life. Without me, there's no way to clean it up. The mind is the mental health. The mind is everything. Care for it. Care for it as if it were a small child. Guard safely. Administer information. Avoid contrariness, bitterness, and the decay of hatred. And just stop for a moment and let that sink in. Think about a precious child, a little baby. The baby is rotund, healthy, beautiful, precious, unmarred. That's your brain. That's your brain when you're born. And that's where mental health begins. Before manipulation, obscenity, violence, before corruption begins, it is possible to heal if those things have occurred. It's possible to begin again. That's what I'm here for. Just for a moment, take that baby out of the crib. Can you visualize your brain in its little crib of its skull, just sitting in there? I know, it looks a little funny. It looks like somebody's intestines sort of all mushed up together and stuck in there, if you've ever seen a picture of your brain. But just for a moment, let's open the cradle. Let's take that baby, that brain, that beautiful, perfect contraption that loves you, that operates your system all day, every day, all night, all day, keeping your blood flowing, keeping your heart going, replenishing your DNA, searching through your body, our brain. Let's take it out for a moment and let's look at it. Your body will keep going, don't worry. I just want to bring awareness to the entire world for just a moment. This is your brain. In it is stored every memory that you ever had. In it is restored every phone call, every movie, every bit of violence, every harsh word, every raging, crazy person on the freeway. It's all there. Every vacation is there waiting for you to bring it out and have a look Let's take ownership of our brain. Let's be aware. Let's be aware of what crosses the blood-brain barrier. Alcohol crosses the barrier. Tobacco crosses the barrier. Food colors, additives, lies, deceit, deception, media, news. It's all in there. And do you take your brain for granted? Do you ever think about it? Do you ever just thank God for it? You ever speak life over it? You just speak life over your brain? Thank God. Thank you, God, for giving me my own little supercomputer made in your image. Lord, help me to care for it. Help me to love it. Help me to use it to love and nurture and care for others. Thank you. Thank you for filtering all negativity and pain and harm before it reaches my soul, reaches my heart. Take authority over your brain. If you've encountered harmful things, if you've encountered drugs and alcohol, if you've even encountered generational things, your microbiome is damaged, it's affecting your brain. Let's take authority for that. Let's give our brain its best possible ability to serve us. And right now, if you feel led, if you're feeling affected, if you're feeling made aware that like, wow, I never even thought of my brain, it's just up there. Let's just for a moment, as a corporate group of people, let's just pray. Let's just say we're sorry. Jesus, come into our heart, Lord. You said that you're here to help us. Wash us, Lord, from lies, from fear, from anger, from rage, our own. We repent for our own anger, and for others, we forgive others that have affected our brain in a negative way. And Lord, we want you to heal us. We want you to heal society. We want you to heal the word. We want you to remove the goo of lies and deception, the thing that keeps us from loving one another, the thing that makes us believe ridiculous lines of division about this thing or that thing or those people or that people. We're all one. And Jesus, you said that our bodies are transmitters, sending and receiving constantly until it reaches your ears, until it reaches heaven. Lord, you record every thought, every word, every deed. Lord, forgive us if they've been harmful to the greater community and the greater world. And this day, Lord, wash us. Wash us with a fresh awareness of the brilliant creation that you have placed for us to use right between our ears. Lord, and reveal to people the proper nutrition, the proper exercise, the proper thoughts, the proper way to tune our transmitter to a more positive, loving, flowing, miraculous experience for everyone. Give us compassion, Lord. Give us compassion. We thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you for this time together. And Lord, I believe that just something has happened. Something has happened in our little circle of congregants today. And something has happened on a greater sphere, Lord. That there'll be a great awakening and a great awareness of the need for kindness and love and peace and trust and transparency. And Jesus, I ask you to heal our souls where things have gotten in there and damaged our body, Lord. Lord, we ask you this day to come forth, Holy Spirit, and wash the entire world from negativity and negativism and hate. And fill us with light. Fill us with those radio waves that affect all of humanity. Lord, help people to do research and understand that our brain is amazing. Did you know that every night your brain irrigates itself about 3 a.m? All the water in your brain from all day leaves at the base of your skull, and your body refreshes your brain with brand new water. I bet you didn't know that. You might want to research and look up. Say, well, should I drink some magnesium before I go to bed? Should I drink some water before I go to bed so my brain has the best water possible when I wake up in the morning? There's certain vitamins that cross that blood-brain barrier. I like DMG. I like to take various vitamins that nourish the brain and keep it young and active and energetic. How about snoring? Hey, did you know that snoring kills your brain? Like literally suffocates certain part of your brain when you're snoring. Get some mouth tape. Breathe through your nose. I know this is a wild segment. My topic was mental health. And I tried to come right in to the base of it because I don't believe there can be any mental health without Jesus or our lampshade. He's here to help you. He's here to recover and repair you. He knows so much. He loves you and he's here for you. My Gmail is lorianneismine@gmail.com if you'd like to speak further and you have questions or you're curious or
Revival, heart and soul revival. Wow. I'm on fire. That prayer, everything you said was really, really touching. I mean, it just hit home. I wanted to piggyback really quick
Yes.
on the brain, how it refreshes. It only happens when you are in a deep sleep. And for years, I had insomnia and I didn't sleep very much. So my brain never had a time to replenish and reset. And it is so critical. So you brought so many gold nuggets, but just a heart for Jesus, and the Holy Spirit was alive. And I just wanted to thank you so much for bringing your heart and soul to this summit, Lorianne.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I love you guys truly.
We love you too. And we are going to move on to the next Laurie. And I don't know if you knew this, her middle name is Ann as well. And
Nice.
yes, and so Laurie to Laurie. We love you. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Oh, our good friend Laurie Hardie. And I just realized that I've been doing most of the talking, but it's because my husband here is doing the production. And you know all about production live and on the radio. And so you know how it goes. So you can-
And live, it could be anything. Just never know.
oh, we can't hear you.
Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can get that going.
Hold on, unmute.
One.
I had to agree to some things. Can you hear me
There
now?
we go.
Tracy, and my favorite phrase is the editing. It's so important, but it can be so tedious. But that was amazing. Thank you for that reel. That was so cool. And boy, I noticed how many different hairstyles I had. But before we start, Ginine, this has been an incredible week for you. And also in the midst of big trauma, big loss, you published a book.
Yes.
And I have it right here. Can you see it?
Oh, you got it. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
So I just want honor you because you're making
Oh,
this all about us, but you've had this great accomplishment. And I went and
oh,
got my copy right away. I'm already highlighting in it.
oh, thank you so much for mentioning that. Yes, been bittersweet. It should have been the of my life, and it ended up being because it was released the same day that my dear mother, Mary Ann Mazursky, passed and went to heaven. And yeah, I sure appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you.
Well,
And you are helping me with my book launch. So stay tuned, everybody. And I just this is not about self promotion, but Laurie Hardie is an amazing radio celebrity, but she also does podcasts. And she's helping me with my book launch. And if you want to join our teams, a message because we need as many people on this because it is all about stories and bringing them into the light of humanity to help make the world a better place because we feel that our world needs a heart transplant, and you're at the forefront. All of the speakers tonight are on the forefront of making the world a better place. And so I sure appreciate everything that you do for the world, really. And Nicole just said the best. Nicole is a dear friend, book publisher who is on our team. So thank you, Nicole, for tuning in. It is so great to see all people leaving comments. 1,100 people, again, just on YouTube alone. Are you ready to rock the stage, Laurie Hardie?
I am, but I have to tell you, I don't know if you can see yourself, but you look like you have a halo. You're
Me?
perfectly framed, and it just seems so appropriate
Oh,
for today.
is it?
It
Yeah.
is. I love it. So
I took I took my hat off because it's really hot here in Texas, even with the air conditioning on. And that's hilarious that I have a halo. Oh my
well,
God.
enjoy it. Wear it strong for today.
Like Nancy Hart said, I'm showing up as my angel, as your angel.
And this has been so great so far. We talked about, Lorianne talked about loving our brain. How awesome is that? I love it when she said, we don't even think about it. It's just in our head and we do what we do, but that loving our brain. And I love what Toni said, reset isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And then last, well, I can't wait to hear the next two, but what Nancy said about her mom and her grandma in Auschwitz is so crazy that she brought that up today because just yesterday I was listening to a podcast. It was an interview with Elizabeth. Oh, now her name is just escaping me. I think it's Elizabeth Edgar. She is a Holocaust survivor, Edith, and she talked about so many things and so gracious. And the thing that struck my heart was when they were being filed into Auschwitz, the guard asked her, she's 8 years old. The guard asked her and said, "Is this your mom or your sister?" And she said the truth, my mom. But what that meant and what she had to live with the rest of her life was mom went to the gas chamber and sister went with her. And all of the horrific things that she went through, that anyone in these camps went through, was unbelievable. When she came out, she became a counselor and she actually danced with Viktor Frankl at some conference. Isn't that crazy? But she became a counselor. And at one point, she had a young man in her counseling chair, and he was going on, and obviously a white supremacist, and he was saying horrible things. And she thought, this is an opportunity. Isn't that what Nancy said? Every situation,
Yeah.
this is an opportunity.
Yep.
And I love all of her books, and I loved her so much. And because she has passed, I was really grateful to bring this up. But what has come up for me when we look at trauma, a lot of strong type A driven businesswomen, they don't want to talk about their trauma because they're doing good, they're making money, but they may have a secret. So because Edith didn't share her story, she didn't want people to know her secret that she ratted out her mom. And when it happened, she was 8. So she was still thinking as an 8-year-old. So many of us have stories that we don't want to tell. Some of us have stories we do want to tell. But as Toni said, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. And when somebody tells a hard story and somebody listening goes, oh, that is the power of the story. And you're all about story, and stories evolve. So I've done a lot of work with people in recovery. And when they come in, when they're just getting clean, they tell their story, no holes barred. We hear about needles, we hear all the terrible things, and that's good.
Oh, yeah.
But they tell it in a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
But then as they get into recovery and as they evolve, and then they go to school and then they become counselors and leaders, their story evolves. Now, does it change? No, but they leave out more of the woundedness and they put in more of the scars.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that Edith said, I really hope that's her name. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank, but I'm in my 60s. Anyway, the thing about it is that when we finally share our story, that's when the healing can begin. And when we evolve our story and then we get up on stage and we tell it in a way that people lean in,
Right.
it's going to even have a bigger impact. And as a podcast coach, person who helps people, often women, amazing women come to me and they go, well, I don't know what I'd say. I don't know what I'd say. And I'm always amazed because I think a lot of us don't realize the impact of our story because we've just survived it. We have a friend, Karen Ray, who does the Brave Tour, and she always asks, what was your brave moment? And when people answer, they're like, it wasn't brave at the time.
Right.
But when I look back, it was my brave moment. And that's why stories are so important. And so when we come from trauma, now some of you know this, we hear this all the time, fight or flight, fight or flight. And sometimes that's hard for me to relate to because it's kind of like overused. But there's 3 more. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and flop. Isn't that weird? Did you know it's flop? And the thing about it, when we have a traumatic story and we don't want to share it, that's okay. We don't have to get up on stage and share it. But if we don't, tell someone, write it in a journal, tell a trusted friend, then we stuff it back in. And guess what? We get sick. We behave badly. Sometimes we apologize for everything that's not even our fault because we've internalized that story that we're bad. And then when somebody else shares a similar story and we go, oh my goodness, they survived it. Which one? Isolation. Toni was talking about isolation. But when we share it and somebody can relate, lives actually change. I'll never forget a time I went to a Woman of Faith conference. And my girlfriend dragged me. I was so depressed. I just had a second short marriage and I felt like the biggest failure in the universe. And one of Billy Graham's daughters got up, not the really famous one, the next one. And she had recently gone through a situation. She had to escape from the man and she went home to mom and dad. And rather than shaming her for marrying for the wrong reasons, whatever, they recognized he was a narcissist and they helped her. And I went away from there so encouraged because I thought my life was over. I thought that was it. And so the power of story is so important. And when you think about fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and flop, think about if you have trauma, where are you landing? So recently I realized I was landing in fawn. So I'm not a people pleaser, but I will try to make you happy so you don't kill me or hurt me because that's my childhood trauma. And so as an adult being made aware of this, we can use those trauma things to help somebody else who's stuck in fix it mode. That might be fawn, or maybe they're going to fight you. These type A business women, they're going to fight you because they know what they're doing, but maybe they're not surrendering to that fight is still a mechanism. And so we can talk about this all day long, but I'm going to wrap it up here. If you are thinking about doing a podcast and you think your story doesn't matter, I have a little freebie that you can get that will walk you through the process of what are your stories, how can they make a difference, because our story isn't one big story, it's 100 little stories. And that's where the magic happens, when we can realize each little thing we've gone through can impact somebody's life. Thank you so much.
Ah, powerful. You told me about the other two F's, and it really made so much sense. I do want to talk about that podcaster tool because you helped me. Oh man, how long ago? 6 months or 4 months?
And you already have 100,000 downloads. That's so
125,000 now and almost in the top 5%. And I just want to mention that you are constantly wanting to grow and get better. I mean, it never stops. And you even made improvements to the already amazing tool, the podcaster tool. So it's on fire. And again, I would recommend that anybody go get that free tool. And if you are inclined to want a podcast, Laurie is your lady because she makes it easy. She does so much. She's still doing some editing for me. Oh, did I say that out loud?
And
Because
we're going to get
editing
your
is
book
not.
on tape. And we're going to get that book on tape.
Yes. And we just love you. And it's okay that we're going over. I just wanted to mention really quick, our other speaker, Debbie Lynn, was supposed to be here. And she just sent me a note that says she's in the hospital. So if we could pray for her, make sure everything's good. She wanted to be here so bad. I'm not sure what's going on, but just say a little prayer for her. And again, Laurie, it is always a pleasure having you. You are so full of knowledge, but just a presence of, you just give me so much love and peace and an attitude of gratitude every time I see you and talk to you. So thank you.
Thank you.
We love you. And we are now going to a person that you actually referred me to and you talked about. I'm in my 60s. We call it sometimers disease when sometimes you remember, sometimes you don't. And I hope that she gives us some little tidbits on some health things because she is a guru on that. Do you mind if we go on to Miss Joellyn Martin?
Oh, I love Joellyn.
Yes. Okay. Joellyn! Oh my,
Oh, this is so exciting.
it is. I met you just a few months ago. You are another system, another Mr. An array of sunshine. We are so excited to have you. And I don't even begin, so I'm just going to let you take it away. Are you ready to rock and roll?
I am. I am. This is the first time on a stage like this. So I thank you so much for the opportunity to be on this type of a platform. So I didn't really know exactly how to prepare, but we're just gonna go for it. Have you ever prayed for something that you have now? Maybe you thought never could happen? Have you wanted to look better and feel better? These questions will be addressed in a few minutes. With the time that we have, I will share a little of my journey, where I was, where I am now, and where I'm going. At the age of 71, I am not done yet. I have stuff to do. And I also feel I have some lost time to make up for. The title that I came up with for this was Going Through the Fire and Coming Out the Other Side. How I felt like a whack-a-mole and living a real-life Groundhog Day and coming out a survivor. As we go through this, you will learn about my connection to these varmints, fountains, drains, God winks, the number 2, abundance, resilience, living agelessly, and the number 39. Where I am now took courage and not giving up. I had lived through years of trauma, and I was praying for help. But I also wanted to be a part of something bigger than me and to help others. I found people who were doers. They wanted more out of life too. They were fountains who lifted me when I needed it, and sometimes I was the fountain. I have no time for those who drain the energy from me no longer. So let's be fountains and not drains, shall we? I have experienced a few major traumatic upsets in my life, and today I will share a little bit about 3 of them. Trauma number 1. My journey began in a very dysfunctional family, and it took years for me to realize just how much so. My dad was into heavy construction. One day he fell from a very large piece of equipment. These rigs could be more than 2 stories tall. The wheels alone are enormous. I can't recall many things from my childhood, but I do remember when I was about 5 years old, walking through the hospital halls because my dad was in one of those rooms. I believe that was the first of my many traumatic events to come. That is the day that everything changed for my family, because from that experience, he became an alcoholic. My mother became a battered wife, and my siblings and I lived through almost daily chaos and fear, especially my brother, who is 18 months younger than me. I was the oldest of 4, 1 sister, 2 brothers. Every day depended on the mood my dad was in. I learned not to expect much, to stay quiet, and to somehow become an excellent student. I love learning history, which has stayed with me. A childhood should not be the place to learn about trauma. I have learned that trauma is cumulative and proceeds to wreck the nervous system. The body remembers it, while the brain may not. My hero was my Nana. She took me to church. She told me I had a beautiful voice. She loved playing bingo, and we took the bus everywhere. And she always made sure that there were Christmas presents under the tree. On one trip to a fair, I won my first stuffed animal using the number 2. What is cool about that was that the number 2 had come up a couple of times, and I decided to try it, and it worked. I don't know whether the man behind the counter had anything to do with it, but I'm going with intuition. It's been my lucky number ever since. My Nana also told me that I would grow up with an intense gift of intuition, that I would sense things that other people would not. I had no idea what she meant, but it turns out the number 2 was just the beginning. When my youngest brother was born, it was clear to other family members that they felt he was not developing quite right. As he got a little older, he had an obsession with record players, tires, and washing machines. Anything that was round and moving. At that time, no one talked about autism, but it became very clear to me many years later that that's what he was dealing with. He was first diagnosed with alcoholic syndrome. That made no sense to me even as a child, because my mom was never drunk, or so I thought. By the time he was ready to start kindergarten, some crazy doctors thought that it would be a good idea for him to live outside the home in some sort of institution. Can you imagine sending a 5-year-old away like that? It turned out to be the worst possible decision. I learned years later, when he was there, he was both physically and sexually abused. My mother never forgave herself. She spent the rest of her life as her mission to take care of him herself. It became time, though, at some point to find him another place to go. My mother fought tooth and nail against it. But to the unrelenting efforts of my sister, a good program was found. He is 61 years old now, doing well after years of wrong medications and dosages. He can tell you anything and everything about a record album, and he can beat you at a game of pool. When I was 16, my mother was a waitress at a restaurant, and the owner had a 17-year-old son. She enjoyed playing matchmaker in finding someone who would be good for me. 3 years later, we were married, way too young, but back then, many girls were engaged in high school. We had 3 sons, moved several times as he climbed the corporate ladder, including travel to many other countries. I was the one doing pretty much everything else. I made sure that every Christmas there were lots of presents. We had a good life, but there were a lot of challenges, arguments, and even some dysfunction. I was not raised with good role models, and he had experienced fear and anxiety himself. I did the best I could with what I knew, but I did not want. And I knew what I did not want. But it takes 2 people to agree to what works and what doesn't. Was there affair? Maybe, maybe not. Trauma number 2. The marriage ended after 34 years, as amicable as possible. Going through a divorce, I did not know that the trauma number 3 was coming, and it was the hardest of all. Going through a divorce can be very difficult. My sons were older, I had grandchildren, but it was still difficult on my family. But I knew that it was the right thing to do. God does not call the qualified, but he qualifies the called. I truly believe that's what happened to me. Through all that I had been through, lessons learned was preparing me for what came next. After living on my own in an apartment for the first time in my life, shortly after, I had a condo built. Welcoming new grandbabies, meeting other divorced women, dating on multiple sites, I met my future husband on the dating app, Plenty of Fish. I wonder if that still exists. I met him in December of 2010. A couple of months later, we drove to Mississippi to meet his favorite aunt. I could tell that they shared a very close connection. She was beautiful and so lovely. Before our visit ended, she gave me a book called God Winks. She explained she gave it to me, and it was because she sensed that she received a God wink that Craig and I would become a couple. I felt it too, and we were both right. We got engaged in November of that year in 2011 in New York City, including a carriage ride through Central Park, with plans to get married the following October of 2012. By mid-December, I felt the very strong nudge that we should get married earlier. This was a big deal for me because even as a young girl, I had always envisioned an October wedding. It did not happen in the first marriage, and I really wanted to, but the feelings were too strong. We only had a few days to decide before it would be too late to apply for a marriage license. I approached the idea, and he agreed. Why wait? And besides, it would be a good tax deduction. Such a romantic, isn't he? We got married on New Year's Eve at City Hall and brought in the new year with people we did not know. What a blast. We were so excited to start this new journey. We both had been divorced about the same amount of time. He had 1 son, I had 3, so it seemed like it would work. After some initial adjustments, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. In the afternoon of March 12th, 3 months later, I was leaving the house to see my grandchildren on St. Patrick's Day. I had a sense that my stepson was home, although I did not hear the usual sound of the door when he would come home. But I still felt he was there and called his name. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something and turned to look at it. It was something I had never seen before. It was a transparent shape, similar to a kite that was floating in the air, billowing back and forth, in and out, and vanished in a few seconds. I was not afraid, but thought, oh well, I was right thinking that I had always had the feeling that this house was haunted for some reason. Can't really explain, but had the feeling before in another home many years prior. I left the house and cannot tell you to this day how I got to my daughter-in-law's house, who was there, what we did, how I got home. But only memory is telling my daughter-in-law was that I forgot my phone, and what if my husband tried to call me? The next thing I remember was walking through the door and seeing my husband on the phone standing in the patio room with his back to me. He ended the call, turned to me and said, "Alex is dead." My thoughts go blank. I find my phone and call Alex several times. This must be a mistake. Tragically, it was not. I realized what the shape was. It was Alex, my husband's 23-year-old son, his only child, whose death was caused by another. Somehow, in the hours that followed, were unimaginable grief, confusion, and what do we do? Somehow I instinctively knew I had to keep track of what was happening. The dining room table became mission central. Can you see what was happening? the reason for getting married early? If we had not, and we waited, I would not have been the wife. I would not have been able to take calls from law enforcement and lawyers. My husband and his ex-wife were in no condition to handle any of that. I was barely hanging on myself. My mother over the years had strokes and developed nasal cancer from years of smoking and stress. 6 months after Alex's death, my sister called to tell me that her mom was not doing good and that I needed to come. I stayed with my sister, and she drove me every day to stay with my mom before she went to work. I did that for 30 days plus. And yes, felt like I was living a real Groundhog Day. Every day was the same, except for one day. Ironically, Alex had been killed not far from where my sister lived. So when my mother was on her deathbed, I drove to the location and spent a few hours talking with a couple of women who were trying to sort out the details. Visiting that location was something my husband has never done, and he never will. I had to do it. What happened after that for months was a marriage that never really took off. I had to prioritize my husband while sacrificing time with my family. I was resentful. To this day, we still don't know the truth because people lie. I yelled out to God many times to give me another assignment as I was packing up boxes from Walmart because I was not staying. It was too hard. I don't want this assignment. I would always get the same answer back. Wait and stay. It will all turn out. Just stay. How many other women could do that? I think my experiences from childhood, prior marriage, and years of living like a whack-a-mole, of trying and being pushed back down, had taught me how to survive and to keep going. I was being resilient. God does not promise that bad things will not happen, but He does promise that He will bring people into our lives to help when we need it the most. Have you experienced that? I have learned that I am brave and capable of many things. Over the last 3 years, I have been in 3 collaborative books, planning on my own, and started a podcast, thanks to the constant encouragement of my friend, Laurie Hardie, who is also on this today. I share my ageless voice. I am no superwoman, but I do have a superpower, and it is my Nana wisdom. My husband and I celebrated 14 years of marriage and looking forward to his semi-retirement because knowing him, he will never retire of his own free will. We have 9 grandchildren ranging in age from 9 to 25, and life is good. It is abundant. What I am doing now is continuing on my 3-year-long journey so far with health and wellness as a health advocate, and I would love to share that with you. I have partnered with the company LifeWave that specializes in overall wellness with X39, a stem cell activation process. As we age, our stem cells go dormant, but this technology can also create new stem cells. Every disease and sickness starts in a cell. The big topics right now are peptides, NAD, mitochondria, cognitive function, and aging. Did you know that our body already has GHK copper peptides, the youthful peptide? We don't need a shot, we just need to know how to activate what we already have. And X39 does that. It's a little patch that I put on the back of my neck every day while brushing my teeth, and I take it off 12 hours later before I go to bed. It uses the light from our own bodies. I have found the fountain of youth. Another reason I think I love fountains, and the secret to aging backwards. During the last year, my cognitive function is top-notch. I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I am doing without the help of this patch. Most days before that, I would struggle with brain fog daily. My nervous system is adjusting from my trauma brain. My memory has improved, I have better sleep, and so much more with no drugs, stimulants, and much less expensive than other stem cell procedures you may know about. I'm offering a free health tracker, a PDF, to get some answers to your questions. Maybe this could help you as well. I hope my experiences and knowledge have helped you in some way. Remember that you too are brave and you are strong. We never know how strong we are until that is all we can be. Thank you for listening. Live young, live well, and live long.
I am so proud of you. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel a little shaky.
I am so proud of you. And that stuff you shared it takes a lot of courage. So you should feel really good about this. And we sure are honored to have you on this broadcast and to share those things too about the peptides, because I'm learning so much from you about that. And if you don't mind, we're going to bring the rest, all right, do you guys hear that fuzziness?
Yeah, we're going to bring everybody in. And
We're going to bring everybody in. We just are making sure you guys don't hear that. There we go. Yay. We're bringing all the speakers back, the ones that are still on. And we are so honored again to have each and every one of you take your Saturday afternoon to be here with us, to spread your love, your knowledge. I want to know 1, 2, 3 words. How do you feel right now? Let's start with Laurie Hardie.
Oh my goodness, so energized, such great wisdom.
Oh, how about Toni?
Excited, grateful, and honored.
Oh, thank you. How about Nancy?
Connected and thankful.
Oh, and Joellyn?
I feel very blessed to be here. I feel energized, and I've learned something from everyone here. So it's been just a wonderful experience.
Well, we are all family now. We're going to make sure that everybody gets your freebies and every single link that we will post. This is evergreen. It's going to be on the Rockstar Diaries YouTube channel, on other channels too, but that's the easiest one. Do you want to say any parting words, Mr. Producer Head?
no. Let's have a little bit extras and we're going to put that through.
Oh, yes. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day. And remember that we are all healing out loud, and it's the only way to go. Community. Love you guys.
Yes.